Welcome to the NAL 2025 preview show here on the Die Hard Football Podcast, where we are the place for die-hard football fans. I am Christopher Mabry, and it is 2025. The National Arena League season is finally here. We have 5 returning teams competing for the ultimate prize at being NAL champions. Then you have 5 returning teams, 4 new teams. We're going to break it all down. Here we go. First up, we're going to talk about the new teams. Like I said earlier, there are 4 of them. Now, I didn't get a chance to find a lot of information on these new teams coming in to the NAL. But the first team I have had some pretty good information, and let's talk about it right now. First up, we have the Columbus Lions. Now, this team played in the American Indoor Football League in 2024. They played 5 games last year, became undefeated, went 5-0. They played the Corpus Christi Tritons, who are now in the Arena Football 1. Last year they were the Arena Football League. They faced them in the championship game. Columbus beat them 46-20. Columbus scored 320 points. They allowed 106. Next, you have 2 teams who are brand new to the indoor game. Beaumont Renegades and the Shreveport Rougarous. These 2 teams are expansion teams in 2025. Never played it down, so this is their first year of existence, and now they will be playing this week, or this season I should say, in the NAL. And we'll get to the games coming up this week for the NAL. The final team that's brand new is the Wheeling Miners. They played in the American Arena League, the AAL, last year. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to, excuse me for all the notifications. I didn't get a chance to see all of the information they had on the NAL. There wasn't much info to find on this team, so excuse me for that. But they did play last year, so we'll see what happens. Now let's get to the returning teams. There's 5 of them. One of them is a long-lasting member of the National Arena League. Some might call him a snake. That's because their mascot is a snake. Or some might say they're a cobra. Coming out of Carolina, it's Carolina Cobras. Long-lasting member of the NAL, back for another season. Last year in 2024, they finished 3rd in the NAL with a 5-4 record. They scored 392 points, but they allowed 378. Next, you have the Colorado Spartans. In 2024, it was their first season as an expansion team. They did pretty good. They finished 4th in the standings, 4-5 record. They scored 381 points, and 370 points they allowed. Next up, you have the Idaho Horsemen. They played 8 games in 2024, finished 5th in the NAL. They scored 229 points. But then they also gave up 373 points. How do you manage that? I don't know. That's a problem. Omaha Beef, man. In the past 2 years, they were undefeated. 2023 and 2024. 2023, I don't think they won a NAL championship because last year was their first year in the NAL, but they did win, I believe, the CIF championship in 2023 in Champions Indoor Football. And then last year, their first year in the NAL, they won a championship. So, in modern times, referencing other teams, you can say they're the Kansas City Chiefs of the NAL going for a three-peat. We'll see what happens there. But they played 8 games last year, went 8-0. They faced the Sioux City Bandits in the NAL championship game, where they won 47-46. Omaha scored 381 points, but they allowed 238. And then finally, we just mentioned them, the Sioux City Bandits. They played 8 games in 2024. They lost in the NAL championship game to said Omaha Beef. They scored 392 points, but allowed 300 of them. As for the schedule itself, heading into week number 1 of the NAL season, you have the Bandits taking on the Renegades. Then you have the Beef taking on the Rougarous. Both games are Saturday, March 8th, 2025. The Bandits and Renegades are 6 p.m. Central Time. And the Beef and Rougarous are 7 p.m. Central Time. Sunday, March the 9th, 2025, you have the Peach State Cats taking on the Columbus Lions. That game's on at 5 p.m. Central Time. And then March 10th, 2025, you have the Spartans, Colorado Spartans, taking on the Miners. The Wheeling Miners will be at 6 p.m. Central Time. Now I'm sure you're wondering, where can these games be found? These games can be found on YouTube under the NAL website, or on NAL YouTube page, or you can watch it on the Right Now TV app, which is a guy's channel, and they'll have football. So check that out if you can't find it on the National Arena League YouTube page, or you can find it on the Right Now TV app. So with that, hope everyone enjoys the NAL football this season. It's week 1. Root for your team, and I will see you guys next time for a brand new episode of the Die Hard Football Podcast. Good night, everybody.